The Han Solo movie will likely have a bunch of different awesome Star Wars characters making appearances in it. It is heavily rumored that Boba Fett will indeed be one of those characters. And in this video, I want to talk about, frankly, how awesome that is and what we can expect from our favorite bounty hunter in the Solo movie. Let's talk about it.
What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds, back by popular demand. Everyone asked for it. James Razile and I are sitting down to do a video again, talking Star Wars. James, how are you?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to talking about the untitled Sabine Wren movie.
Yes, Sabine Wren. Honestly, that would be dope, by the way. That would be really cool.
Watch that.
Yeah, I would watch the crap out of that, especially after Season 4 Rebels, when her and Ezra just go there. Anyway, let's get into the topic of the day, guys. Today, we are talking about Boba Fett. Boba Fett in the Han Solo movie. Yes, Boba Fett's going to be in this movie. We don't know what kind of a role, but we have more or less had it confirmed that Boba Fett will be in the Han Solo movie in some capacity. So before we get into the specifics about him being in the movie, James, I just want to know, are you a Boba Fett fan, or are you one of those people that's like, yeah, Boba's like, whatever?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of those two. I'm not obsessed with Boba Fett. Well, he looks really cool. I like the idea of Boba Fett. Like, I don't know where it came from, but like the lore of Boba Fett I like.
Yeah.
I do have 3 or 4 Elite series, the diecast, Disney Store exclusive versions of him.
Nice.
So I guess I like, yeah. There's
Yeah.
They released one with a cape, one without a cape, and one the white prototype, and I ended up getting them all. So I like Boba Fett enough. I mean, like I said, I'm not obsessed, but I like him.
See, I like Boba Fett a lot, and I think what's funny is, like, I think that it's totally fair to say that he's just some guy that's in Empire a little bit. You know what I mean? They put him into A New Hope, I think, in the special editions, didn't they? Yeah. But originally just in Empire. He does tell Vader straight up, he's no good to me dead. And you know what I mean? Like, there's a weird thing going on there, so you knew something was up with this guy. But I think that love that everyone had for Boba Fett kind of spun off into a bunch of cool stuff that sort of I got into. So, like, for instance, I play X-Wing miniatures, and flying Boba Fett as a ship is amazing. Like, he's super great. I love the young Boba Fett that we get in the Clone Wars. Yeah. There's just a lot of great stuff. I actually write Boba Fett fan fiction. I'm a big fan of the Fett.
You know what? The thing with Boba Fett is he might be the first instance of this. I might be wrong, but he is. I love Darth Maul.
Yeah.
But there's not much to Darth Maul, and that's what Star Wars is. These characters who. Mm-hmm. There's not much to them, but they look cool, and then, hey, we'll flesh them out after you're obsessed with them. That's part of what Star Wars is. That's part of what makes Star Wars fun. So loving Boba Fett is I love the Praetorian Guards now after what they all got killed. They're not even, when they're really not that cool. They all got killed, but
but did you hear about that armor that they have with the electromagnetic weave? That like blocks sabers, but it keeps them in constant pain. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was some really nerdy guys, some big nerdy Star Wars fans were working on that stuff. You know what I mean? And then Ryan's just like, well, we're just gonna kill them all. But anyway, so yeah, I'm with you. So now that we know how much we love Boba, let me ask you this: how much are you expecting of Boba Fett in the movie, and how much do you want of Boba Fett in the movie?
It's a great question.
Yeah, because they're kind of separate, I think.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I don't know if we're going to get him in there. We're going to talk about it, obviously, but I'll say this to that point is, if that Boba Fett movie is still happening, which we keep hearing, it keeps popping up. It's like, well, Boba Fett's next, and it was supposed to be Trank and all that. I think, and we did it on the video on my channel, where what if there are threads that piece it together? Mm-hmm. Then I 100% want him in the movie, and I want him in it, like, maybe for 2 scenes or something.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how. I mean, I say I don't know how you can put him in there. There's a billion ways to put him in there.
Right.
I just don't know exactly how they're doing it. Like, there are multiple ways you could throw Boba Fett into anything because he's a bounty hunter. You can do whatever you want with him. It's like perfect. So I don't know. I'm just not sure where the head was at in this film, writing it and then putting it together.
Right.
And was it in the original script? Is there something to do with Boba Fett? Because from the synopsis, the underworld plays a part, and if the underworld plays a part, then Boba Fett could be a part of that underworld, but I would say in a minuscule way.
Right. So you kind of expect a minuscule way, or what do you expect versus what do you desire?
Okay, if the Boba Fett film is happening, I desire minuscule.
Okay.
And I expect minuscule.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of with you. Here's the thing. I expect probably not that many scenes. Yeah. It would be cool. I will say this. I am kind of secretly hoping that he just disintegrates someone. And
yes.
that's where we get the line where Vader's like, no disintegrations. And then, we can have that nice callback. That would be really cool. I would expect maybe not a lot. There's a lot of different ways they could put him into the film. There's a couple things come to mind. I'd love a cantina scene with him. Maybe at this point, he is actually not after Solo, but but he has in the past. So they have like a scene in the bar, a lot of tension, but we know they're not going to like kill each other or whatever. And that guy, the actor that played Django, he's kind of getting up there in age, correct? So, I mean, you could technically have him in the armor with that guy, and it might be really cool and all right, and a nice little call-in. But those are my expectations, something like small. But my desire, bro, is like make this a Western where Boba is after him from the beginning of the movie. And he could be after... Here, how about this? We know that Han has this mentor, right?
Yep.
What if Boba's after them the whole movie and it ends with him taking the mentor out?
Yeah.
That would be sick. But so my expectations are, or I guess my desire rather, is a lot. Like I would just love it. Like, dude, I want to see just like their crew stopped at a planet, like let's say they stop on Ryloth, there's something going on, but then they get off world. Then literally the next scene is like Boba shows up on Ryloth and he's like, I know he's been here. Where is he going? You know what I mean? Like, I just want that scene after scene. Like, give me one scene and then the very next scene is Boba there. That's what I want. Probably, obviously, not what we're going to get. But the next point I want to go to is actually something you just talked about, and that would be the Boba Fett movie itself. And you kind of already went here, but I was thinking, do you think it's possible that they're going to take that movie? What if they took a lot of that stuff? Because whether or not they make the film is one question, but they definitely have a lot of pre-production. They've got a lot of stuff, Boba stuff, ready to go. Is it possible that they will take that and sort of repurpose it to have, more of a significant role for Boba Fett in the Han Solo movie? What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Tim. I'm going to say I have to say no because of what the Han Solo film is from a Kasdan perspective, where he wrote it. And I don't think that they would take a different movie and add it to this one because of that. Now, if this was like Rogue One or, I don't know, the Greedo movie, maybe. But I think Greedo has a chance of showing up in here somewhere. That I could be down with too.
That would be cool.
But no, I think it would be smart, though, to plant a seed for the Boba Fett movie in this movie, if that's the case, and just like something small. If he does take, let's say, what you say pans out, he takes out Woody Harrelson, but then they're like, he has another job,
right?
But it's subtle, like you don't really pay attention. You're like, oh damn, they're talking about that.
Right.
That could happen. It could also be cool if Han's hired to smuggle something. But Boba's also hired to smuggle it. And so, but he's like, maybe Han gets it first. Maybe he beats Boba Fett at the Kessel Run. I don't think so. But
yeah.
No,
that's interesting. I would say this. I don't think that they're going to fold the movie into this movie per se. But I don't see why they wouldn't use maybe some cool art design, or maybe there was like a really, really sweet piece of concept art. And they're like, you know what? Maybe we do want that shot of Slave One coming through the clouds. Let's put it in the Han Solo movie. Or, you know what I mean? If they go to inject him into a scene, and maybe they had a scene with him and Vader in that movie that they like, you know what I mean? Maybe they sort of like bring that in. to Han Solo.
That's a good point. That you could totally do, because then again, even if they are planning on doing a Boba Fett film, that could still be the planting of the seeds there, and in a way that would be organic to the Han Solo movie. Which, look, you say it all the time. The fan base is so divided right now.
Yeah,
and I know everyone hates it, but I think they need the fan service right now.
Yeah.
Not always. But I think you give the Han Solo film, that is just going to be a fun adventure, western, gangster film, whatever. Then you have, the Obi-Wan film, maybe. I mean, maybe right now they haven't announced Obi-Wan because they're like, is it Obi-Wan or Boba Fett? Obi-Wan or Boba Fett? Which one are we going to do?
Yeah.
And then, you do Boba Fett or Obi-Wan. It's all fan service, and they could still be great stories. And then if you fan service even more by putting in Boba Fett and Vader together and that disintegration scene, it's when you complain that things aren't new, but then you complain that things are too new. There's nothing bad with fan service sometimes. The prequels are fan service all the time.
Yeah.
Like Chewie is in that movie, is in Revenge of the Sith. Like they did fan service. There's nothing wrong with fan service when you are a 40-year-old franchise.
Correct.
And the franchise has, I talk about it all the time with Brock on the podcast. It's like, what is Star Wars, and what is a Star Wars fan? Like, are they fans of the movies, or are they fan of the idea of the movies, of like the nostalgia of the movies? And if you're a fan of the nostalgia, which I really think most people are, like, because they're never happy. Like the prequels they hated, the Force Awakens they hated, the Last Jedi they hated. Like there's so much hate every time a movie comes out. Right. And it's like, if they are the fans, and if it's the nostalgia that drives you, Force Awakens made $2 billion. Nostalgia rules. And if nostalgia rules, throw Boba Fett and Han Solo, because that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I got to be honest. Like, and we talked about it. We just did. By the way, guys, you definitely want to go over to the Rebel Scum Podcast YouTube channel and check out a video that James and I just recorded talking about the Han Solo movie. A lot to talk about with that movie for sure. Yeah. But one of the things we kind of touched on in your video too is just, man, a lot of the hardcore fans weren't super excited about this movie. And I feel like they were a little more excited for the Boba Fett movie. So look, sprinkle a little Boba in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think it's the right move. Look, that's why they're putting Vader in it, right? And, speaking to your point, maybe not everybody loved Rogue One, but you show me a Star Wars fan that didn't like that Darth Vader scene. Just show me them. They don't exist, because that was perfect. You know what I mean? That was perfect Vader, something we've been wanting for a long, long time. So similarly,
how long is that? 30 seconds to a minute?
Yeah, it's like a minute 11. Yeah, it's like a minute 11. But
it's nothing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I will say, if they did something similar with Boba, so like, the flamethrower, right? I mean, like, look, you and I played Battlefront. I mean, do you ever play Boba as your hero?
I'm very bad as Boba. I have. I'm just so bad.
Oh, dude, he is so fun. He's so fun to play. Like,
I can't. The controls I can't do, because I'm an amateur gamer. So like, my zoom in is like R2, and he's not. He's like, you push the thing, and I'm like, I can't. I just throw.
Yeah. He's got that little like from the hip shooter rifle. But
yeah, exactly.
Dude, it's just, he is so fun to play as. I mean, you got the flamethrower, you got the jetpack in the air. I mean, he uses Mandalorian weapons right now. In the new canon, like, there's some bull crap where they're trying to say he's not actually Mandalorian or whatever, which I got to get to the bottom of that. Let's tweet Pablo right now. But he uses all these Mandalorian weapons. Like, if you watch the Dark Trials of the Darksaber episode with Sabine, which you name dropped at the beginning, like those gauntlets and the way she's able to use the weaponry and just going to Mandalore more with rebels, seeing all of how they war in battle, man, that's really, really cool stuff. So I would love to see that stuff utilized a little bit more. The reality of the situation is, it probably needs to be a little conservative. You don't want to take completely away from this movie, so it probably needs to be used kind of sparingly. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, I agree. Why not have them two together too? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And like you just said, sparingly, but Vader is in three scenes of Rogue One, right? Like, don't joke on your aspirations. Prepare a boarding party. The boarding party.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
That's it. and his presence is there. And when the movie ended, I was not at the premiere for Rogue One. Disney, I don't know why.
Yeah, you screwed up.
I wasn't invited. I haven't. They forgot to invite me for that one. But I saw the tweets after, and the tweets were all Vader! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! It was all Vader! 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 And if you put Boba Fett in this, it gives you that opportunity to have a Vader moment with Boba Fett, which would make. Just think of what that would do to Boba Fett, because everybody loves Boba Fett.
Right.
And then you give him, he has his death is cheap, because he's still dead now. He didn't come back.
Oh, don't worry, that's the next thing.
But look, yeah, man, put it in there, because if you make Boba Fett, so I got a side eye for here. Toy sales are down for Star Wars.
Yeah.
There are videos. People are sending me videos and articles, and toys are done. Nobody buys Star Wars toys. Boba Fett doing something cool could sell toys again for Boba Fett. Like a moment. And look, The Last Jedi doesn't have those porgs, I guess, but it doesn't have the moments that kids are reenacting, like Ninja Turtles.
Plus, these toys suck, bro. I touched on this in one of my videos.
That's actually true.
They're awful. And I just, look, I don't want to go down this road necessarily, but I got this Black Series. Look at this thing. I'm supposed to pull this out. I got a Black Series Kylo Ren right here, right?
Yeah.
The point of movements, the mold, everything sucks. It's terrible. It can't even stand properly. It looks like he's got bowed-in knees. I'm pretty damn sure that they have the wrong legs on. He's got his right and left legs screwed up. It's awful. So
I just get the die cast, so I don't. They're just statues for me.
Right. But when I remember the Phantom Menace toys and all those, dude, the toys of the prequel era were legit. They were legit, dude.
But Phantom Menace toys didn't sell very well either.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did.
I bought a bunch of them.
So did I. Have
my Kit Fisto toy. I wish I still have my Kit Fisto 6-inch.
I wish you did too.
I think it's sweet.
I had every single Attack of the Clones figure, I believe.
Really? Wow.
Every single one I could get. So.
Nice.
I wasn't really a collector.
Did you take your Anakin and Padme to to the beach and just have them on the sand?
Yeah, I just left them there, actually.
The walked up.
The waves came. I was like, ah.
All right, let's get back on point. So last point of the video before we get out of here is just a bonus round. I want to know, man, what do you think? Do you think Boba Fett, is it possible he's still alive in canon? Now, the only evidence is in the Aftermath books where they talk about the Mandalorian armor that's on Tatooine that people sort of find away from the Sarlacc pit or something like that. So is it possible that Boba Fett is still alive in canon? What do you think?
As someone who's not obsessed with Boba Fett, I would like him to stay dead. It's not even that I'm not obsessed. I would like him to stay dead, because my problem with the Marvel movies is nobody dies.
Yeah.
I want somebody to die. I'm not saying don't go back and give me more Boba Fett, but just kind of let him be, leave him be. He's, give him a good run if you want, but that's his finale. That's how it happened. They redid the effects to make it look even more violent in the mouth of the thing. So I would like to see him dead, unless if they have a purpose for him.
Yep.
Which, let's be honest, with the new canon, they probably don't. But if they had a purpose for him, they're like, if Boba Fett came out of there, X, Y, and Z, or Z, as we say, can happen, I would be like, whoa, tell that story. But I don't know what that story is, and so what's the point of him coming back to life after that?
Well,
aside from fan service, which I just said was a good thing.
I mean, obviously it would be good to maybe sell some toys and whatnot. In the fan fiction that I wrote, which honestly I think is kind of dope. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but it's pretty legit, guys.
You can get it on Kickstarter right now.
Yeah, no, it's coming soon. But literally, it's him, and he's got one leg, and he's sort of old and tired out, but he's just got upgraded weapons and stuff, and actually had his sort of pirate leg is an actual ion cannon. So he's got an ion cannon cool. On his leg. Yeah, it's super cool. But the whole thing, the focus of the thing for me was Han Solo's dead, and he sort of feels robbed because he always wanted to kill Solo, right?
And so then he sort of like goes on this like crazy hunt to try to like gain like a warrior's death or whatever. But honestly, the thing about Boba's such an interesting, he is an interesting character, man. I mean, they even add to that character in the prequels because Mace Windu cuts off his dad's head in front of him. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, he probably like hates Jedi hardcore. There's a lot you could do with a Boba Fett story. Having him in the new canon could also be a nice way. Because think about it, like we don't know where Lando is. Akbar dies off screen. Like, there's stuff that happens that's like, dude, where is the Star Wars that we remember? Kind of. So I feel like Boba Fett could be this little like olive branch to the fans, and it's like, well, yeah, we made Luke Skywalker drink some alien titty milk, but Boba Fett's back, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, but he could also be back without coming back from the dead, like before that. You know, he could help, like Order 66. He could be out there. I guess he'd be a kid. Well, he could be later on. But
he was still doing gigs, honestly, when he was a kid. So if you see, because he was like, he was he was hanging, man. Yep.
So yeah, you could have like, there's a lot you could do. Like I said, if they brought him back from the dead, quote unquote, the dead.
Yeah.
If it's for a purpose. Like, your purpose is good. Like, if it's for a purpose, I'm down with it. But if it's just to bring him back, I just sometimes I just let the past die. Like, sometimes it's just, you know, kill him. Because then, who else could get out of there, you know? Or maybe that's what makes him special, I guess. But
yeah.
Yeah, and look, for me, it's keep him. I've always been on the keep him dead bandwagon.
Right.
But, you know, if you're like, they hired me to write the Boba Fett movie, it takes place after, and this is why, I'd be like, okay, I'll
yeah. Yeah, you know, obviously I'm a fanboy, but that's what we do over here at the Den of Nerds. We nerd out and get fanboy and fangirlish, so that's what we do. It's been a pleasure, my friend. It's always good to do recordings with you.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to figure out. It's, you know, I'm just trying to figure everything out for 2018, but we're gonna have to figure out how to do way more live streams and whatnot in the coming year. For those of you that don't know, a bunch of new subscribers here on the Den, James and I did a ton of videos leading up to The Last Jedi called The Last Jedi Livestream, in which we dissected all of the popular fan theories that were thrown out of the window in The Last Jedi, except for Reylo, baby.
You know what was funny was the day of The Last Jedi, me, Brock, we do the podcast with him, Rob, who's also on the channel. We went downtown Toronto where they had a Last Jedi pop-up shop. And we went down and then we went for lunch and we had a beer. And I lifted my beer for a toast and I said, to all of our videos being obsolete.
Nice.
I did not realize how accurate that was at the time. You know? It was like, wow. Nothing except you're going to do a video on this, you said, but except Snoke. I still think Snoke is, in the movies he might be over, but there's more to him.
Yep.
And so, look, Snoke theories are not dead. They're far, far from dead.
Far from dead. I just need a little time, guys. I'm working on some more Snoke videos. I just need some time, okay? I got to cope here. You know what I mean? But, yeah, it's been awesome, bro. Let's sign off here. Where can the good people of the internet find you?
Find me on my YouTube channel, The Rebel Scum Podcast. You can also check it out on Facebook, which is The Rebel Scum Podcast, Twitter, Rebel Scum Cast, and Instagram, Rebel Scum Podcast. It's just Star Wars. We just talk Star Wars.
Yep. If you guys need more, I'm on there all the time. If you need more Star Wars talk in your life, highly recommend the Rebel Scum Podcast.
We're doing a week of Reylo, by the way. We're doing a whole week of all Reylo.
Definitely gonna get in on that. Huge fan of Reylo. Shout out to Reylo. All of you awesome Reylo people. Reylo, whatever. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Raylongs.
Yep, we're signing off. No nerd card question today. More of a casual show. Yeah. Bye, everybody.